Put your drink on the floor, probably better.
No promoting.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. And repeat offender, I think I got it here.
Welcome back.
Kathleen Garito is with us. Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
You probably even remember the song.
I remember this.
Yeah, there are some that don't. Hey, let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And if you have any questions, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by. There never used to be, but now there are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And, you know, I couldn't have planned this. Of course, I don't plan these things. I couldn't have planned this better. Kathleen Garito is in from Florida, and today's National Florida Day.
That's awesome. That worked out perfect.
Worked out perfect, right? Now, let's see, New York transplant to California to Florida. So apparently you like going back to America.
I do, yeah.
And, you know, New York and California, well, you got to wonder about those people, us people. I guess I should include myself. Josh, you got out of here too, so you're another one of the smart ones. I am just doing a little radio here, so I guess I'm not going to say anything. Because today's National Opposite Day, so there we go. And in California, we are opposites. I guess that fits us. Plan for a vacation day. How about a vacation week or a month or any of the above? But you know something, haven't beaten anorexia and enjoying a beverage or two, I think today we can just go with National Irish Coffee Day. Strong coffee, I don't know about that. Irish whiskey, any whiskey will do. Sugar topped with a layer of cream, whipped cream, please. It's like, I don't know if it's Irish coffee with all the changes I just made to it. Might not be Irish coffee, but you know something? I'll do the as a public benefit. I'll drink it. Just what the heck. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing today. Do we want to know what the markets are doing today? Dow Jones Industrial Average down 421 points. The S&P 500 down 89. NASDAQ down 364 points. Oil is up $1.81 a barrel. Gold is finally going up. That's kind of interesting because it's been a while where gold has not gone up, and we'll talk about why that is. Pretty simple. Well, I don't know why it's not going up, because with all the chaos in the world, gold usually is one of the first things to go up. Maybe it's just that people don't realize, well, there's a lot of people that don't want to believe there's chaos in the world. Think about this. It could be, what's the goofball's name? Neil Young. Have you heard the stories about Neil Young? This is when you get these guys from Hollywood and the entertainment industry that don't realize that they're about 4 or 5 decades past their prime. So Neil Young wants to make sure that Spotify removes his music because Neil Young believes that Joe Rogan is giving false information about vaccinations. Now, maybe maybe not. I don't think any musical artist, even in their heyday, has the reach that Joe Rogan has. 11 million people a day are listening to Joe Rogan's podcast. 11 million a day. I don't think 11 million a month are listening to Neil Young music. I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe he doesn't even know it. He might be a little senile. He might have gone to the Joe Biden school. Oh, wait a second. I shouldn't say that. He'll get mad at me over that. But he wants to leave Spotify. Now, do you think maybe it's just to get a little publicity off the coattails of Joe Rogan? Because last I checked, Neil Young's music was still on Spotify. So is he serious about this threat, or is it just a conversation starter? You know, we're talking about it right now. What's your favorite Neil Young song? I can't think of one. Oh, sorry about that. I shouldn't say that. And I know there's some people that probably like Neil Young. I think there was some songs that he had that I like, but I think I enjoy the commentary of Joe Rogan. Now, fascinates me that Neil Young, and I'm looking at his bio. I've got it right here on my screen. You know, IMBD does some of these bio things, and I'm looking at it, and I don't see where it has medical doctor on next to Neil Young. I don't know why, but being that he's the expert saying that Joe Rogan does not know what he's talking about or is giving false information. What is the information that Joe Rogan gave that's false? Joe Rogan says he got COVID. Okay, I don't know whether that's false or not. Apparently, Mr. Young does, or maybe that's what he's talking about. Joe Rogan says that he did not get, I think he said he did not get vaccinated. He did take ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, Z-Pak, zinc, vitamin D, and he got better. Well, did he not get better? Is that what Mr. Young is saying was false information, or what Mr. Rogan says he took as false information? Or what is Mr. Young's beef here? There are a lot of scientific studies from medical doctors, not musicians, who have basically said, you know something, there are therapeutics out there that work. Have you seen any of the articles in the Lancet? Are you familiar with the Lancet? I know. We don't want to get too heavy on this, but the Lancet is actually a medical journal that's got a higher rating than the New England Journal of Medicine. New England Journal of Medicine is #1 in the US. The Lancet, #1 in the world. And, you know, I share with you that I am not a good reader. I speak about that easily. You know, if I read one page, I fall asleep. It's pretty simple. That's why we have no show notes, no budget, none of that stuff. But, you know, I've been listening to the Audible book from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's called The Real Anthony Fauci. And it's got a lot of references in there. And I know that Mr. Kennedy's an anti-vaxxer. And, you know, it's generally not for this conservative, doesn't listen to a whole lot of things that ultra liberals have to say. But I'll tell you something. This book has got, you know, if I understand why the major media stations won't allow him to publicize the book on you know, ABC, MSNBC, Hee-Haw, the Cannabis News Network, none of the, of course, then again, nobody listens to the Cannabis News Network anyway or watches it. But the bottom line is, you know, when you have a book and they don't go with anonymous sources, right? They give you the exact sourcing, they give you the exact study, they give you the exact periodical that the references are coming out of. I'm just going to throw that out there that you know, those, Tom, I don't know. I was told that he is that not the Senator Kennedy, but Robert F. Kennedy Jr. But you know, you may be right. I'm just throw that out there, Tom, that the bottom line is that some of these other periodicals have some pretty good credibility in what they're saying. I don't know what the medical credibility is from Neil Young. I just throw that out there. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, got a great broadcast lined up for you today. Now, I've got to find this because I saw an article. I don't know whether it's true or not because I am not the expert, but it says evergreen fog is the color of the year. Do you think that is true? I'm going to ask the expert because, again, that would not be me. The next generation of homebuyers is here, and why your debt-to-income ratio is so important, all that and more. You can reach me anytime off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Nikki is standing by to take your calls. Dow Jones now down 367 points. The NASDAQ is down 379 points. The S&P 500 down 84 points. 10-year Treasury is up 1 basis point. Mortgage-backed securities down 6 basis points. All of that information easily found on that super secret website, google.com. But why? Why are these things happening? What's going on in the marketplace? Why did the market drop 1,100 or 900 points yesterday intraday and then come so far back? Technical analysis, right? In the absence of fundamentals, the market trades on technical analysis. What is technical analysis? It's the nerds that, like me, that are out there reading the charts, the tea leaves. And when the market hit the 200-day exponential moving average yesterday on the way down, well, guess what? It bounced and went right back up again. What do you think is happening today? We'll watch it. But hey, what else is going on? What do we need to be watching for? Well, Case-Shiller Home Price Index tracks changes in the value of residential real estate across the USA. It was reported for the month of November. Yeah, it's a little bit old, but it is the gold standard of reports. Case-Shiller does a great job of tracking history. I don't pay too much attention to them with their forecasts because they've been very, very bad lately. But they did come out with their tracking number. The national index covers all 9 U.S. Census divisions, reported an 18.8% gain in December. Now, the media, the lame street media is going to tell you that real estate is slowing because the gain went from 19% to 18.8%. Does that matter to anybody? Not really, right? It's still going tremendous right now. Now, we also got the FHFA numbers. Now, personally, I like FHFA better. Why? Because it's the loans that are being sold to the government-sponsored entities, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Those are the ones I like because if they don't put as much emphasis or they don't take into account the anomalies, the real high-valued properties. These are going to be conforming loan limits, which is a high value if you're in Orange County, California. 940,000, 970, something like that. So FHFA released their home price index, measures home price appreciation on single-family homes with conforming loan amounts. Home prices rose 1.1% in November, up 17.5% year over year. The media won't tell you this, but that's up a little bit from the prior year of 17.4. Now, if you're looking at the Case-Shiller report, Phoenix, you're up 32%. Tampa, 29%. Miami 27. They're in the top 3 right there. So you're not far from Miami, right?
No, an hour.
An hour.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're right there in the gold standard. 26.6% is the actual number for Miami. So property values still moving up. Hard to find properties. That's the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. Kathleen Garito is in that local. You're back in California this time. I
I'm
think last
excited to
time
be
you
here.
were a little ways away.
Right. I'm
You were in
excited to be
Florida.
here. Yeah.
So what's going on with you?
I have a full week of work here with a bunch of clients. And,
And you made time to come visit us.
Of course. Every time I'm in
Nice.
town, I want to come down and see you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So last time you were in, I think you told me that it was taking about 7 or 8 years in order to get a new couch. Something like that.
I can go firsthand experience.
Okay.
You know, we just moved into our house and our furniture right now is probably May, June.
May, June.
And I ordered this over the summer. Yeah. So we were supposed to get it in February. Then it got pushed out. Everything's sitting on containers. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
So you're sitting on boxes or on the floor?
Uh,
Court furniture rentals.
yeah. Temporary furniture. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And every client, you know, that we're picking up now, they completely understand. I mean, our projects we'll kind of accomplish them until all the product then starts getting shipped and they receive their deliveries. And then we can start installing their homes. But yeah, there's a huge lead time.
So are you waiting to do the starting till the furniture's in and appliances are in, or do you start it and do whatever you can?
Yeah, so right now we're doing a huge remodel. So what I'm trying to do is we're specifying all the appliances, which are already starting to come in. We started this project back in September, and all the materials we're trying to get ordered as well so that we can get all the materials in. So when they start the remodel, the product's here and we don't have to wait for it for another 12 to 6 months. I mean,
Wow.
12 weeks to 6 months. Yeah.
That is amazing. So you started in September.
Uh-huh.
And you're just getting the components in.
Yes. Yeah. You have to make sure everything's in stock.
Okay, so then that'll bring me to that great segue there. And it's fun when we don't even plan these segues. But I just got an email yesterday, I think it was,
Uh-huh.
and it came out that said the color of the year is evergreen fog. Now, I don't know anybody that likes the fog, but that's a different story.
And I would tell you, I think it's a pretty color. Do I think it's the color of the year? Not sure. That's Sherwin-Williams.
Sherwin-Williams, right?
Yeah. I think it's really pretty. I like when we add color and has a gray base to it, and that fog does. It kind of replaces the old sage that people used to put
Okay.
up on their walls. So I think it's soothing. And again, it's gray base. So a lot of we'll do pinks or yellows, and they're all have a little bit of gray in it. So it's just grounded and calming. It's pretty.
So if you go the way things are right now, though, they just came out with this and they said the 2022 color of the year. And again, it's Sherwin-Williams. I don't know whether they have any influence or is it a self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever.
Mhm.
But you had to order stuff in September.
Mhm.
Does that mean it's outdated by the time it got here?
No, not at all. Because when I do interior design for clients, unless they specifically want a theme of something that they really like, like a purple sofa or something like that, I basically stick with trends of neutrals with the furniture so that they could live in it for a long period of time.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, I've got some friends that are not fans of living there a long period of time. Do you find that? They like their house, but they like to change things up every quarter.
So even if you have neutral furniture, you can switch out art, you can switch out pillows, and you're not paying $100,000 for furniture. You're maybe paying $15,000 to $20,000 for accessories, or less than that. You can go to Home Goods, pick up some accessories, and just switch out the pillows. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, except if you're like me and the pillows come in flat and you don't even know what to do with them. So that's a whole different story. Did I tell you that one?
No, and then you need to hire a interior designer so they can show you how to fluff it, because
So-
that's how they come.
So it's well known on Ron Siegel Radio that I don't even know how to use a screwdriver. So last year we put our outdoor patio pillows in the corner under a tarp
Mhm.
and didn't realize that we weren't the only ones living there. There was a group of varmints that decided that they wanted to move in. and they got under the tarp and lived in the pillows and whatnot. We go to take the tarp off. We go to put the pillows out, and we go, oh, garbage. That wasn't what I said, but it's close enough. So I went online to buy some, it's just, I think it was like a taupe color. I don't even know what taupe is, but like light brown, something like that.
Kind of, yeah.
Some to cover, some new things. I went on there and I ordered them online and said, we're going to use them for a year. We'll just throw these pillows out there. And I didn't realize the price of patio furniture and pillows. So
sure.
I order these things. And I order 6 of them, and they come in one little box. And I open up the little box and realize that they were just the covers. They weren't the foam that goes inside.
Yeah.
Not very swift, but hey, something? At least I can talk on radio.
You have to add the inserts to them. Yeah.
Who knew that other than you? I guess there's a lot of people that know that, because I got laughed at a lot by a lot of people. But is that normal? You have to
always. Even if you go to Pottery Barn, Restoration Hardware, everybody thinks it's like $100 for the pillow, but the insert's not included.
Some assembly required.
Yes.
Right. I shared a picture on our social channels if you want to see it. Some assembly. I think it was a picture of an IKEA product, and I think it was a log cabin. Josh, see if you can find that on our Facebook page, just to show that to everybody. I think it was hysterical. But again, I have no clue how to find this. How to do this stuff.
Oh, IKEA is the most complicated.
Really?
When you open up those boxes and all, they have a service that can come out and build whatever you purchase. Highly recommend it, because between the nuts, the bolts, the screws.
And I have a screw loose, most people say. So
yeah, it's a lot to assemble.
So the stuff that you're getting when you order it 6 to 12 or 24 weeks or a year in advance,
it could be.
Does it take these? Is that some assembly required too?
Some of it might. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a team, I guess, that goes in and does it. You don't leave it for.
No.
Okay.
I won't assemble.
Yeah. Well, neither do I, because obviously
I
I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. So what else? What's going on? What's the hot things going on right now? I mean, because there's still no inventory. I know you've been on the East Coast, but right now, as of last Friday, there was 10 homes for sale in Brea. Right. 10 for the whole city. North Orange County, I think, had 83 homes for sale.
Right.
So
what I'm seeing here is either new homes that are being purchased, brand new homes, so new developments, which are kind of slowing down at this point. We're working on a few.
Yeah,
of
that's
those.
surprise, right? There's no inventory, and the new homes are slowing down.
Right.
Something's a little off around here.
And also clients that have purchased homes that really need a lot of work, remodeling, seeing a lot of that. And I'm also seeing where they're staying in their homes and we're expanding them and we're remodeling them as well. Because at this point, if they sell at top dollar, where do they go to that next step? Right.
That's been it's interesting that you bring that up, because I've been saying that right along, that we've got a new issue going on. And I talk to real estate professionals all the time, and it fascinates me because they're all looking and thinking, okay, I'm just a listing agent. Good. Well, how's that working out for you? You're not making any money because there's no listings. Mm-hmm. Well, why would somebody want to list a piece of property when they have nowhere to go?
Right. And more than likely they want to downsize, but they're going to pay more. It just doesn't make sense. Where years ago we would make our profit, then go buy something maybe a little bit smaller. It was less. But the prices have skyrocketed so high. It's like, where do you go? When you paid $300,000 for the house, you sold it for $1.2 million, and now you're gonna have to buy something for $1.5 million or $1.7 million.
And I'm submitting that basically what's going on right now is people are selling their house and then seeing if they can find somewhere to go. They're buying their house, right? And then they're going to go see what they can do to find a place to go, because it's a lot easier that way.
Right.
You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we've got a real-time real estate segment for you. We're going to chat a little bit, if I can find my notes, about the next generation of home buyers. Are they here? Why your debt-to-income ratio is so expensive or so important. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomedigest.com, rsrhomedigest.com. Find out exactly what the county recorder knows about your property. Find out what the market believes about your property. It's a totally complimentary of Ron Siegel Radio. The next generation of home buyer is here. Many members of Gen Z are aging into adulthood and deciding whether to rent or buy a home. If you find yourself in this group, it's important to understand you're never too young to start thinking about home ownership. The sooner you start planning, the sooner you can move on from renting. As you set off on your journey and plan your next move, here are a few reasons to think about home buying this year. The reasons Gen Z want to become homeowners while the majority of Gen Z haven't entered the housing market yet. A large portion plan to according to Realtor.com report. The report found that 72% of Gen Z would rather purchase a home than rent long term. As George Ratue, manager of economic research for Realtor.com, says, quote, with nearly 3/4 of those surveyed preferring to buy versus renting long term, the housing industry should be prepared for millions of Gen Z buyers to bring a new wave of demand along a similar stage of life timeline as the millennial generation before them, unquote. But why do so many Gen Zers value home ownership? According to the latest Home Buyers and Sellers Generational Trends report from the National Association of Realtors, young home buyers, more than any other age group, want to become homeowners because they want to have a place of their own. That may be because one of the biggest benefits of home ownership is having a place that you can truly make your own by customizing it to your style and personality. Whether that's the decor, painting, renovations, when you own your home, you don't have to limit yourself to what your lease and landlords say. Got a whole report here. If you want to see the whole report, just visit us on any of our socials or reach out to us, rj@ronsiegelradio.com. rj@ronsiegelradio.com will get the report to you. That is the real-time real estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomedigest.com. Get a copy of the report. It's free once a month to you about your property anywhere in the U.S. Continuing our conversation, Kathleen Garito is with us this morning, chatting about decorating, interior design, fixing up your house, and individuals with absolutely no taste. That would be me. So, do you run into a lot of people that are like me, Kathleen, that have no idea what the heck they're doing?
There's 92% of you.
92%?
You know that? Yes.
Some people say there's about 150% of me, but that's a different story.
Well, there's 92% of people, like even when they're buying a home or whatever, that can only see, 8% can only see past all the clutter, 92% they don't get it. So they might walk past an opportunity of the perfect house, but if it's not staged correctly, they can't see past that. So the same thing in their own home. They can't see the possibilities. And so that's why it's kind of neat, because I even consult, where I'll just come in and consult and give them the possibilities of what their home could be.
So I basically, I go and visit quite a few open houses and whatnot. Not that I'm looking to buy something right now, but hey, if there's a good deal. Mm-hmm. So my number one the item I look for most, I'm probably one of the rarities.
What is that?
How big is the wine cabinet? Right? I mean, what else do I need? I need a big TV and a wine cabinet.
Well, you could build that. That's easy.
What, the big TV or the wine cabinet?
The wine cabinet.
Oh, I can't build anything.
You can have somebody to build it.
I got a guy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, but it's got to be cooled and all that stuff. So I guess I'm an easy mark.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't get much of a vote. So is that normal too?
What, as far as, not getting the vote?
Yeah.
Well, usually I'm the mediator, so I kind of work both. So I make sure that you get, the
The
items
bride
that
gets
you want.
the bride
and
gets
then-
everything she wants.
And of course, but you'll get a couple of things as well too.
Yeah.
It's kind
a
of
little
merging.
space in the garage maybe, and a place to put
Mhm.
my feet up when I get home.
Well, you have to be happy there too. She's going to get the style and what she wants, but there's things that the husbands want to add or they want their input on. So we make sure that we integrate the whole thing so that both of them are very happy.
So what's the process like when you're doing a home interior design?
Uh-huh.
Tell me the process, because I mean, you and I have talked for years, right?
Yeah.
And we've talked about staging and the interior designing and the things that you've been involved with.
Mm-hmm.
Never really talk about how does the process go? How do you figure out, am I going to be glass and stainless steel or wood or concrete or whatever the things are? I don't even know what I'm talking about.
And that's a great question, because so many times I take on small projects, I take on really big ones. And really big ones, I want to make sure that we don't rush into the process because mistakes are made. And I always tell clients, go look on Houzz, Houzz. It's a website that shows all different types of designs, all different types of styles, so that they can kind of figure out what they like. Because so many times I hear from clients, I love modern, but I look at the modern that they're showing me and it's a farmhouse, right? So we have to kind of identify that.
Do I know what I'm talking about in the first place?
And it's kind of interviewing them for things that they want. When I do kitchen and bath design, I want to know how they function in that house. I want to know like ergonomics. I want to take a look and see how big their pots and pans are, dishes, all of that.
Is there enough
stuff.
space for DoorDash?
Right. Well, and that too. But at the same time, you don't want to get in your house and start unpacking this beautiful home and half the things don't fit in the cabinets.
Well, that's interesting.
So it's very important to make sure that when I take a look at the design of the kitchen, it fits the client. Some clients like to cook, some clients don't like to cook. Some of them want high-end appliances, some of them don't care. So we get them, the middle of the road appliances that look beautiful, do what they need to do. But we're not looking at, Sub-Zero, Wolf, and all of that. The more
just change the
higher end.
nameplate. It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
I just throw that
You
out
can find
there.
those on Amazon, right?
Right, exactly.
So it's really getting to know each other, personalities and stuff. You can kind of see, if you're dealing with a single client, a married client, a family, kind of looking how they live in their environment.
Well, this is January. January is divorce month. So, it's divorce season. I just throw that out there. Right.
Uh-huh.
So you have to know what the future holds.
And I deal with all types of emotions too. Sometimes people pass away and they're starting fresh. So my whole philosophy is turning a house into a home, and it's a place that you can be at peace and rest, especially in today's world. There's a lot of craziness and everything out there, and I want them to be able to come home and rest, and just feel very peaceful.
So we talked in the last segment about colors. Is that normal that, I know you do a lot of neutrals.
I
think you've
do,
talked
but I do
about
color too. I'll do pops of color.
pops of color.
Yeah. Like, it
I've
could
heard of
be
popsicles, but not pops of
it
color.
could be like an accent wall.
Oh,
It could
okay.
be throughout art. It might be some accent chairs, it could be pillows. It could be on the island when I'm designing a kitchen. That might have a color to it to tie it all in,
So it gives it a little bit more life than just the basic neutrals.
Yeah. Like we have a bathroom that we're going to do, and we're doing like a blue, beautiful cabinet with a lot of grays and blue accents in the tile. It's going to be stunning.
Well, right now we need blue and gold.
Blue and gold for what?
So we're the Ram colors, of course. So we're on Ram watch, right? I know Florida's not in the playoffs anymore, so you're not even talking about it.
I'm not a football girl. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we did have for probably about 10 years in our house.
Uh-huh.
We had one room that was all green and yellow.
Okay.
Green Bay Packer colors.
I was just going to say Green Bay.
Yeah,
right?
my son was a Green Bay Packer fan. It was his bedroom, end of the hall, upstairs, doors closed.
Oh, wow.
So we didn't see it too often, but that was his choice. When we moved out, I'm sure somebody really had a good time of painting that wall.
Oh, I'm sure.
but that's really a different way where the walls were fully those bright colors, right? That's not normal.
Not really. It depends if you're doing a child's room or, again, a theme room. If you like the Packers or you like the Bills, whatever, we'll do rooms with that theme because that's what they want.
Now, Josh, you can't have the Vegas nights. Was that black and gold or something like that? That might not look too good. You might, unless you're moving to St. Louis or something like that. So no Vegas night colors. But it is football season. So, and we can't have any red right now because they're not allowed to even buy tickets here in Southern California from the 49ers. Just throw that out there. So we do have a splash of color. Artwork, how does that fit in? Do you put art in, or does art stay home, or what's?
No, we put art in all the time. I always say with design, if you can't have a designer, you don't want a designer, always start off with the basics. So the basics is, if you're remodeling your home, start with all the hard materials and the design of the kitchen, right? And then you want to start after that doing, like the lighting, and then you want to do furniture as well. Then after that, you want to start doing the accessories and the art. You want to layer it, because so many times clients are like, oh my gosh, I loved all this art. And then when we start pulling everything together, nothing goes with what they initially started to pull. So it's just a good foundation, for people out there that want to do a little bit something in your home, build the foundation, and then go from there. So this way.
So here's a question for you, and I don't know whether this is normal or abnormal. I've got some friends that buy some high-end property. They really like high-end, and she goes in and redoes the properties frequently, and then sells it. And she was making a comment that all that she really takes with her is accessories, because with the high-end properties, the furniture basically stays. Is that normal?
Not that I've heard of.
Okay.
Yeah, because we when we were in the staging business, we did a lot of high-end projects, but we never
wasn't
did
that. So that's not the norm. So
not usually, unless somebody just doesn't want to deal with it and they just like it the way it looks, and so they make an offer with everything included.
So even on the luxury properties, so now in a lot of those instances, though, then you go and buy a $2 million house that's got especially out in the Coachella Valley, where you've got these great rooms and you have a table that seats 10. If you don't buy the furniture with it, you're basically going to be waiting for 6 months to get anything. Is that?
You could, yeah.
Okay.
That's why you want to plan everything totally in advance. So if I have clients that say, you know what, I don't need you until spring, I always recommend, well, does that mean you want your furniture in the spring, or should you start now so that you have your,
Right.
So I'm always, or they'll say, okay, the remodel, I think we're going to start in January. I said, well, then get me in there in October, November. Let's get all the materials and the design done. So when you start breaking ground, everything is here and you're not held up day by day, paying the mortgage, paying the rent. You have everything here, and they can get it done within 4 to 6 weeks, however long it takes.
Interesting. Okay. So you got to plan in advance is the bottom line here.
Yeah.
If you're looking to do a major interior design, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit of a Your Credit Matters segment, why your debt-to-income ratio is so important. All that and more. You can reach me anytime off your number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Hey, if you're watching us, make sure go to StreamYard.com/. Facebook. Give the permissions for them to identify you. Check in, say hello. Let us, if you got any questions, comments, thoughts, share them. We do monitor the comments online while we're doing the broadcasts. Every once in a while, we're able to throw something up there. If it fits in, we put it in for our guests to chat about. Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by MySoCalLender.com, MySoCalLender.com. Why your debt-to-income ratio is so important when you apply for credit. Your FICO score is an important factor that lenders consider, but it's only one thing they look at during the underwriting process. Your debt-to-income ratio is also an important indicator of how well you manage your current debt obligations and your ability to take on another one. Here's what you need to know about your debt-to-income and how it plays a role when you apply for a loan. First off, what is the debt-to-income ratio? Your debt-to-income ratio, or DTI for short, shows lenders how much of your current income goes toward paying your debt obligations. To calculate it, you'll add up all your monthly debt payments and divide by the sum of your gross monthly wages. That's your income before the taxes. Your debt payments include minimum payments on your credit cards, loan payments, and even payments on loans for which you're a co-signer, even if you're not making any of the payments yourself. It does not include things like utility bills and other recurring charges that are not debts. For example, let's say you earn $5,000 monthly before taxes and have the following debts: an auto loan of $250, student loan $340, personal loan $200, credit card number $190, credit card number $275. Combined, your monthly payments equal $955. You'll then divide that figure by 5,000, giving you a DTI, debt-to-income ratio, of roughly 19%. As you take on new loans, your DTI will increase unless you pay off other loans or credit cards. On the flip side, your DTI will decrease if your income increases or if you pay off a debt account and no longer have that monthly payment. Why lenders care about your debt-to-income ratio? Your FICO score is important in lending decisions because it's an indicator of how well you are likely to pay your credit obligations as agreed. But your DTI is important because it helps creditors better understand your capacity to take on new debt and repay it as agreed. If your DTI is relatively high, adding another loan or credit card could make it more challenging for you to keep up with your monthly payments. As a result, a high DTI could result in higher interest rates to help make up for the added risk, or it could cause your application to be denied altogether. Your DTI is especially important when you're applying for a mortgage loan. Mortgage lenders typically look at two different types of DTI: your front end and your back end. Not that your DTIs, your front end DTI and back end DTIs. Front end DTI is the ratio considers only your housing costs, such as your loan amount, the mortgage insurance, homeowners insurance, homeowners association fees, and property taxes. Mortgage lenders typically like to see a front end DTI of 28% or less, give or take. Here in Southern California, it does go to a little higher than that. Back end DTI, this includes all your monthly debt payments plus your housing costs. Your best bet, if you want a lower interest rate, is to have a back end DTI of 36% or less. I have seen those go as high as 55. So watch all those. With other loans, lenders may also allow DTI as high as 50, but remember, the higher your DTI, the harder it will be for you to get approved for a loan, especially if your overall creditworthiness is not in stellar shape. If you get pre-approved or approved, you may be facing a higher interest rate, which could cost you hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. Want more information on this? Give me a call, 800-306-1990. Again, 800-306-1990. That is the Your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by MySoCalLender.com. Continuing our conversation, Kathleen Garito is with us. We are chatting about interior designs, something that Kathleen, you got a issue here. That's a good one.
Uh-huh.
So I had a gentleman that used to come on radio with me, and he was on with me for about 4 years every Wednesday morning for a segment. And the teacher was great. Pupil, not so good. We talked about wine, and he taught me all these fancy things, or shared all these fancy things about wine.
Uh-huh.
And I still know only 3 things. I know how to use a corkscrew. I know if I like it, and I know if I don't like it.
Right.
And all these years you've been coming on and talking about interior design, I still only know 2 things.
And that's fine. That's why you hire a professional.
I don't get,
you
I
know?
don't, and one of them I don't even get, I don't get a vote on either one.
But we can't do everything, right?
Exactly.
I wouldn't do my own loan. I'd hire you, right?
Right.
So it's the same thing.
You know something, and that's the bottom line, is finding an expert that really understands what's going on, and maybe what your so when I'm talking to people about their financial goals, we look at long and short term.
Yes, I do the same.
Do you the same thing?
So when they want to do all of this stuff, I'm like, what's your plan? Do you have a 5 or 10-year plan, or are you living here to the end? Like you plan on being here 20 years?
Taking me out, toes up.
Because at the same time, when we're doing remodels, there's a way I would do it from a 5 to 10-year plan, and there's a way I would do it for an extensive plan, like being there 20-something years.
What I mean, the question I would come up with then is, I go and I buy a car and they should last 5 or 10 years, but I get bored with them sooner than that. Does that happen in interior design as well?
It does, but what you have to do is know materials out there, know trends. I watch a lot of trends, watching things in Italy. Italy's always 2 years ahead of us in fashion and design.
So we know if they're using evergreen fog, then we're okay.
I haven't seen that, but
it's so you have to go to Italy and right off the trip.
No. You just follow magazines. I kind of get inspired, and so that you kind of know what you're putting in there is either going to be short or long-term stuff. If they want something really trendy, you let them know, hey, you know what? In 5 years, this might be out, but if you love it, then keep it here. But I also, if they're the 5 to 10-year plan, it's like, you got to think about the buyers coming in. So let's make sure that whatever you're doing in here from a resale standpoint, you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck.
So you talk a lot about doing some of these major packages. Do you have spice it up packages too?
Oh, like rework what they do, or
you came in there 5 years ago and someone calls you back and says, Kathleen, I need to refresh this.
All the time.
Really?
All the time. We'll either change paint color, accessories, or they're just tired of a bathroom maybe we didn't remodel, and we'll end up remodeling the bathroom.
So the pink 4-inch tile maybe it's time to get rid of that.
Maybe.
And the avocado green carpeting.
I don't know. Well, yeah, the carpet, yes. Avocado green, I don't know. Sometimes you still see that.
Do you really?
Palm Springs. Think about Palm Springs, right?
Well,
mid-century modern, avocado, orange.
I get into Palm Desert, and we actually did make an offer on a property, and that's what it had, is the pink tile kitchen, and
I love it.
And the avocado green carpeting, wallpaper all over.
Yeah.
My wife said the first thing, it's got great bones. They did just put in new air conditioners, but lady had passed away. She didn't plan on that.
Right.
And you look at it and say, okay, well, we got to do a little bit of remodel work.
But that's easy stuff. As long as the bones are good, you have a new air conditioning system, especially there. It's kind of like living in Florida, right? You need.
No, I think it's hotter there. They don't have the humidity that you have, but
exactly.
The bugs are about 4 or 5 inches smaller.
But the design part of it is the easy part. Peeling wallpaper off and doing paint or doing other wallpaper, because wallpaper is big right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's beautiful wallpapers now. I've been doing it for a lot of clients. I'm even doing it in my own home, is putting wallpaper in. Yeah.
Okay, because I heard that was gone for so long.
No, it's not gone. Mm-mm.
Now, do you do the whole house? You just do a single wall, or how do you?
It depends. Like I could do ceiling trays. So in the ceilings, when there's a cove, should I get into the detail with you? Anyway, there's ceiling trays. It's just
Josh, you know what a ceiling tray is?
I know Josh.
Okay, Josh doesn't know it either, so I don't feel so bad.
Oh, Josh, thanks.
Thanks, Josh.
Anyway, maybe on the ceiling, parts of the ceiling, you can do wallpaper.
Really?
Just an accent wall, or a small powder room is fun to do, or a master bathroom. You can do wallpaper anywhere.
I think we have to say primary bathroom now. Although you're from Florida, so you still can talk in English, right? I mean,
I say that here too.
Okay, good. I like it. I like it better anyway. Mm-hmm. That's interesting though, because I didn't know about putting wallpaper on the ceiling. Yeah,
it's just another texture. So basically, instead of having
cottage cheese is out, wallpaper's in.
Instead of having a flat ceiling, it goes up about 12 inches in the center of the ceiling. Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah.
Okay, if you've been, in a hotel or whatever, they have like tray ceilings and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so just doing something fun in there. Maybe it's a different color than what's on the walls.
Interesting.
Or the ceiling. Yeah.
That sounds different.
Yeah, the ceiling is like a fifth wall. Nobody ever really does much with it. Sometimes I'll do even a darker paint to make the room look elongated a little bit more.
Yeah, I see that in restaurants and things where they, instead of finishing the ceiling or putting the the acoustic ceiling in. They've just got the open pipes. In fact, I'm looking at our studio right now.
Oh yeah,
They've
it's
got
awesome.
open pipes.
I
And
love that. The
vents and all that
industrial.
stuff out.
Yeah, it's industrial. It looks great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yep.
So we're not going to see that in the house, are we?
No.
Okay, good.
Maybe in a loft.
In a loft, okay.
Right? Down in LA, San Francisco, Miami, right? You would
Okay,
see
well,
that.
I don't go to LA. I wouldn't go to San Francisco. Maybe Miami.
You get the gist.
I get the gist of it, exactly. But so you do see that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you don't have to worry about the fifth wall. It's a little cheaper.
Exactly.
Interesting. So what other hints do we have? I got okay. We got foreign languages on here. We got to speak in English if you're going to give us comments. Because I was going to share this. Whatever, but I can't understand it. So what give us just a clue. What kind of big projects are you working on? What kind of fun?
Oh, so I have, well, first of all, like Florida and the West Coast are a little bit different. You know, I am finding, you know, there's a lot more of the older homes in the area that I work in and stuff. So we're doing a lot more remodels. I have a fabulous remodel with an awesome couple that I'm working with. We have a lot of fun together. And they bought an older home and we're basically going to push it out 6 feet, expand the kitchen, expand up in the master. And we're just doing really cool things. We're doing some floating staircases, a wine cellar.
Wait, floating staircases.
Yeah, so they don't actually float because I know I'm going to have to clarify that with you.
No, I just don't understand what it is. I never heard of that.
Basically, if you have a staircase, right, and you can see through it, that's kind of floating.
Okay.
So it's held together with a beam on the center of the staircase.
Gotcha.
So it's just going to be more of kind of like a loft setting, just light and airy. The kitchen's going to be amazing. And we're remodeling 4 bathrooms and yeah.
Cool stuff.
So it's a great project. Yeah.
If you have a project that you want to talk to Kathleen about, give me a call, 800-306-1990. Be happy to put you in touch. And when she comes back this way from Florida, she'll put you on the calendar. If you have any questions, give me a call again anytime. As always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.